And what this Malach, this Rabbi Levine did was that he managed to create and make physical a kehillah that would not compromise anything. They would not take in consideration the surroundings whatsoever. And they would simply stick to what is right and to what they believe they are required to do and what Hashem, God, requires of them without anything taken into consideration. At those times, as you might know, Shmir Shabbos, observing the Sabbath, was extremely difficult, to the level that no one can judge anyone who dropped observance of the Sabbath in those days, because it was enormously, unbelievably difficult. And these people wouldn't count, they wouldn't compromise whatsoever. To the extent of the uniform, they would go in a Hasidic black, like my father-in-law was the son of this student that started one of those startiness. He was the first bar mitzvah bacher, 13 years old, that will dress a long black jacket with a black hat. The first in the United States. And he was the first three-year-old child with a payas.
Because
hanging down.
Because the community didn't feel comfortable doing that before that.
Not at all. As you find in the United States today, in many parts of the United States, it is quite difficult. In New York, it's no challenge, but if you go out of New York, it's a challenge. And these people would not compromise. Now, in our families, in my wife's family, it's said, people might disagree because this might offend other people that came later, but our family believes that this gave a opportunity to those refugees from the Holocaust to come here and find a platform, find an existing community that they were so eager to find. And this gave them encouragement to continue this lifestyle that they wished to be able to continue coming to the United States. Because before then, when anybody in Europe, when anybody said that somebody is going to immigrate to the United States, that meant at least shave the beard and the payas, give up the Sabbath.
You might have to work on Saturdays.
Exactly. And this was like a
for Parnassa,
right?
It was something you felt compelled to do.
Yeah, this is a whole question whether it was an excuse, but we're not the judge. No,
fair enough. But each group has somewhat of their own customs. Does this group have any distinctive customs that distinguish them from the? I don't know, the different.
I'll answer that, but I really believe that that's so irrelevant. But I still answer. It's so irrelevant because I'm convinced that the hat I wear doesn't make me really different than any other observant Jew. Now, all what makes me Jewish is the observance of the Torah. What makes me Hasidish is, the Hasidish customs. Yeah. But, you'll ask me whether I feel comfortable to go amongst people with the same hat of myself? Not necessarily. I feel more comfortable to be in a company of people who share my views, more than it makes me a difference really on the custom.
Because your customs are from the same as the Malachim?
No. Okay, let me first answer the question.
So let's start with the Malachim.
Yeah, the Malachim have something distinct, which is the hat. They have a Malachim hat. They called it when I was young. Now I don't know what they call them now. It's slightly different, and I don't know why originally this was different. I assume that this was the most Hasidic hat in those days. And then when the other immigrants came from Europe with other styles, they didn't change.
Sure.
And this was distinctly Hasidic in the very beginning, and this was like I don't know how to explain this, but it's like taller than mine, and it's like round on the top,
okay.
Which is not very famous, but you can still find it.
Okay. And this community is only here. The people wearing, for instance, this hat are only here in the U.S.
Only in New York. This was basically in Brooklyn.
It's only in Williamsburg.
This was basically in Williamsburg. Now you find now you will find many of these people simply spread around, like family members or community members would be in Monsey, but they would not really be organized there. They will still be like the center point would be Williamsburg.
Right. And what about for the women among the malach or malachot?
Okay.
How do they? For instance, what do they do for their hair?
Some of them insist to refuse well, none of them would expose their hair.
When they're married.
Married, yeah. Sorry.
Of course, yeah.
Some of them would use a shaitel, a wig,
Uh-huh.
and some of them will insist to refuse a wig and cover the hair completely.
But they have their hair they covered, or they tend to shave their heads at all?
They would all shave. I'm sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, sure. Like my mother-in-law, when she married, she was a Litvishan,
Yeah.
and she shaved. She shaved.
How close do they shave their hair?
0.
Oh, really? Is that right? Yeah. Okay.